your key phrase is relevant to the people that are looking for the information. So this means that if you are targeting lose weight in Singapore, then your content has got to have that keyword and it's optimized and relevant to that keyword, right? Provide useful information to people. Domain extension and domain name, right? So the domain name, if you have a keyword domain like loseweightinsingapore.com or ladiets.org, right? It really helps in the ranking up to this point of time. Things may change, right? As I said, but up to this point of time, it helps. Domain extension, it means, should you register a .com, right? A .com or .sg, .net, a .org, .info, or what kind of extensions do you need, right? By default, a .com would be better, but this doesn't mean that if you have another extension, it's not going to help. I think as long as you have a .com, a .net, or a .org, right, or even a .info, right, it's going to be okay, right? And this applies as well if you're going to have a country extension like a .com.au. That is fine as well. That will help in the local search, right? So domain extension that I will advise you not to use if you are looking at SEO efforts would be, for example, a .biz, right, a .us, or anything that is out of the ordinary. By default, always try to stick to either a .com, .net, or .org. Right, so the domain name should contain your keyword for maximum ranking and optimization. So for example, if your website is going to target the key phrase natural health drink for children, then if you could get the same keyword as the domain name, in this case naturalhealthdrinkforchildren.com or .org or .net, is going to help, right? And another example would be a product domain name like ruponrelief.net. Okay, and for the extension, right, as I mentioned earlier, right, try to stick to a .com, .org, or .net. Keywords, right, selected long tail keyword, right, the keywords that are too generic shouldn't be chosen as are repeated many times, right? Be as specific as possible. This is going to help in your ranking and going to help in you getting the right targeted and quality visitors. Okay, optimize content, right? So as I've said earlier as well, it shouldn't be anything more than 2%, right? So if you have an article that is 500 words on your website, a 1 to 2% density means that the keyword should be included and repeated only about maybe 5 times, right? Not more than 10 times, obviously, right? Stick to 1%, that'll be good enough. Relevant content, extremely important, right? So in order to get ranked well on the search engines, you need to build a website with relevant content for people, right? Who are looking for the information, right? And Google for the search engines, right? Who will love you for providing the relevant information and rank you higher because of that. So always remember that at the end of the day, right, you want to get people to read your content and take an action, whether it's to buy a product, click a link, or sign up for your email list, right? So always write, right, for content that's readable, right, and engaging. So your platform doesn't really matter, right? It could be a WordPress platform, it could be a free blog like Blogger, it could be a Squiddo blog, right? It could be or even a HTML web page, right? It is not really that important, right? What's important is to provide good content and do a proper keyword research. Optimization is done correctly. That's what's important. The off-site factors that we talk about, so what we just covered are the on-site factors, right? Off-site factors, elements on other websites, right? So we're talking about building quality, authority, backlinks, right? And right, don't go really aggressive on your backlink building, right? Be natural, right? When I say be natural, right, it means that don't go out there and suddenly, right, have 1,000 backlinks pointing back to your website, right, in less than a day, right? That's going to raise a red flag, right? Instead, if you can have a natural backlink building, for example, one a day or maybe 3 to 5 a week from quality authority websites, that's going to be enough. When it comes to building backlinks, there are many ways of building backlinks. I've showed you 2 ways, meaning by a forum and by blogs, right? But what you could do as well is to write and submit relevant articles, right, to the article directories like easyarticles.com, all right, article dashboard, Go Articles, the top article directories. That really helps a lot in getting the backlink, right, from an authority website. Creating and sharing documents, right, meaning you take an article, you convert it to a PDF, right, you upload it to PDF directories like SlideShare, etc. That's going to help as well. But always do so in the context of it being keyword optimized. Meaning when you upload an article or you publish an article or a document on any of the directories, right, remember to put your key phrase, right, as the title and as the description. Right, forums, right, blogs, and Yahoo Answers is another great platform to build a backlink on, right? And because all these directories, websites, and blogs, they are authority, right? Especially if they are already ranked well in Google, right? So as I've said, keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Just follow the rules, right, and do things naturally. So when it comes to the first thing, writing and submitting articles, right, just to make sure that you write a keyword optimized article, right? So if you have a keyword like lose weight in Singapore, then you want to write a keyword article, right, with a 1 to 2% density, right, that's readable, that provides good content, right, around that key phrase, lose weight in Singapore, and right, submit it to the top article directories. Make sure that you have your website link, right, in your article under the resource box or the author's bio, right? Sharing documents is the same thing, right? In your document, right, or in your title, in your description, use the key phrase that you've targeted, provide a link back to your site wherever possible. Forums and Yahoo Answers is the same, right? So all these methods will require you to provide content. Don't spam people, right? Provide some content. A good way to provide content on forums and Yahoo Answers is to simply use your existing articles, right? So if you have written a keyword article already and submitted it to the article directories, the next thing to do is to convert it to a PDF, the same article, right? So this is about repurposing and recycling your content, right? So take the same article, convert it to a PDF, and submit it to the PDF directory. Take the same article, post it onto a forum for people to read, and that is providing good content. Take the same article and provide it as content on other platforms and websites like Yahoo Answers. Okay, so you don't have to keep writing new articles and new content. You can use your existing content, and this really cuts down on your work. Right, when you leave a comment on the blog as well, make sure that it's a useful comment, right? And make sure that you provide your URL at the same time, your website link, right? And when you provide a comment, always remember the principles, right? Keyword optimize. So even when you leave a blog comment, right? Make sure that you try to add in your key phrase somewhere, right? Especially if it's going to be in the title. So let's say you read a great blog post, right, on a lose weight blog, right? So you can comment on the post and don't just spam people by saying great post, full stop, right? Give some of your own comments, give some of your own information, right? You leave useful comments and try to add in your key phrase somewhere and then leave your URL there. So on the internet, because this is primarily an information medium, we always want to try to provide useful comment and content, right, and information to people. And that will really help you out in the long run. Right? When we mention about miscellaneous factors, right, so we have the on-site factors and the off-site factors, which we have covered. So apart from that, there are other factors that may be involved, like domain age, right? This is what is commonly known, right? For example, right, people will tell you that google.com rank older domains higher. Well, as you know by now, it may be true or not true, okay? Right, so another thing is about keyword competition, Right? This is quite true, right? Because when you it basically means that you target a longer tail keyword, right? A more descriptive keyword, and not that much for trying to rank high, but by providing and targeting good information and getting the good customers, right? So at the end of the day, we want to help our own business, right? So SEO is not really the end all. Okay, right? So how do you put this to practice? Okay, so this is like kind of a formula that you can use and apply based on this webinar training. Okay, so I trust that this has provided you an insight and some really useful education, right, about search engine optimization, right? Obviously, because as I said earlier, we are not from Google, right? We are not from any search engines, so we are just sharing with you based on our experience, and we have provided you some case studies to prove the point. Okay, but at the end of the day, I can't promise you that Google wouldn't change anything right tomorrow, right? So I hope you understand that. But based on time-tested principles, experience, and methods, this is what you can do, right? So if you're going to do this, right, the SEO approach, right, and to promoting a product, or it could be an affiliate product, it could be your own product or your own company or your own business. It doesn't really matter. But in this case, let's look at building up an affiliate kind of business, right? So you want to promote an affiliate product on the search engines, just like what I do. So this first thing is to find a product to promote, obviously. So this product can be a product from any affiliate network. Then step 2, right? You research and come up with some of these relevant, descriptive, and specific keywords that are associated and descriptive of the product that you've selected. So for example, if I were to promote the diet solution program from ClickBank, right, I would find keywords related to that, right? It could be, lose weight quick. It could be, if I'm targeting people from a certain country, lose weight in Singapore, right, because the product is still going to appeal to them. Right, so come up with a few of these keywords. Don't have to be thousands or hundreds. Maybe anything from 1 to 5 will be fine. You can build it up later. So step 3, right? Analyze the keyword competition and decide on the keywords that you want to optimize for. So out of the list of the keywords that you have researched using, for example, the Google Keyword Tool, right? You can decide if this is going to be competitive, right? So for example, what we want to do is to make sure that the key phrase doesn't have too much competition, right? So, as you can see here, right? So if you search your key phrase in quotations in the search engines, that the results, right, should be as little as possible, because these are the competitors. So 5 is great, right? In general, it should be less than 100,000 results, right, in general. However, right, I'm just going to show you, right? So based on the website that we have and the keyword that we research for, right, this is about 59,800 results. So it's less than 100,000. So it's going to help in the ranking. Okay, let's look at another one here. Okay, so let's say LA diets. Right, again, it's less than 100,000. And let's look at the other example, right, on relief, right, 85,000. So this kind of prove the point that it should be less than 100,000, right, in order for you to have lesser competition. I mean, if you're going to choose a broad generic keyword like lose weight, that's not going to happen. So it's like 97 million. So always be specific. Okay, so once you have decided on the keywords that you want to optimize for, right, and it doesn't have to be a lot, right, even one good keyword is sufficient, right, then try to find a domain name that includes the keyword. Okay, just like we have ruponrelief.net or loseweightinsingapore.com, right, or ladiets.org, right, it can be any of these extensions. So once that is done, right, you have a product in step 1, you have the keywords identified, you have a domain name, the next thing you want to do is to build a website, right, with your keyword and your content optimized to it, right, just like what we do. Right, so this can be using WordPress, which is a very, very good platform, right, or what we call CMS, Content Management System, that is search engine friendly. Right, so WordPress will always be, kind of the default platform to choose. If not, if you're not good with WordPress, you can even, experiment with this using a free blog like, Speedo, which works very well, incidentally, right, or, Blogger. Right, I know of many students who uses both Blogger and Speedo, right, free blogs, right, to rank well and to make sales, right, with products. And then the next thing you're going to do after step 5, as in step 6, would be, to make sure that you have your on-site SEO done correctly, right, so everything is optimized well. Then step 7, once your website is published, right, do some off-site SEO, view some relevant authority backlinks using the methods that we just described, right, which works very well. And that's about it, all right? Because the last step would be simply, right, to tweak and monitor your website ranking, right, and to repeat, right, and add on and build up using step 6 and 7, right? And if you do that, then, right, you should have a great long ranking and high ranking website, right? In fact, if you notice as well from our earlier example, we don't really, right, do step 8 in all honesty, right? We don't really update the website. We don't. We stop doing promotion after after maybe about 1-2 months, 1 to 3 months, and the ranking is still in place, right? Because we have done the groundwork. We have created a proper and strong and solid foundation earlier already. So if you've done that, you could get away with doing step 8. But obviously, right, the more you do, right, your business is going to grow more, right, and you're going to get more results as well. So if you have the inclination, the effort, and the time to do this, right, build up your business by repeating more of step 6 and step 7. Right? Inevitably, right, you're going to get a very good ranking and a very good performing website and business online, right, if you do that, right, with all things being equal, right, disclaimers must be in place, right, because we can't control what the external factors can change, but you can control your own website. So, right, hope you benefited from this webinar training. It's been my great pleasure to share this with you, right, put this to practice, right, think about it, and plan your business, and take action. So with that said, I'm going to wish you the rest great of the day, and thank you for watching this webinar. My name is Ewen Chia, right? I'm going to sign off right now. Thank you very much, everyone. Bye-bye.